for you.
All right, friends. Wow, that is working. My name is Bobby Everly. I'm the Communications Director for the Office of the County Judge, and I'd like to welcome you all here today. This is the brainchild of our County Judge, Daniel Wong, and this is by far, since we've started here, this is my favorite event, because what this holiday is all about, what our 250th birthday is all about, is celebrating our freedom, yes, and fighting for that freedom, but it wasn't for the people of that time. It was for future generations. It was for children and grandchildren, so they could inherit a country unlike any other in the history of this planet, in the history of the world. We have a country that represents the absolute best of what people can be. And we need our children to appreciate that, to learn from it, and to hold on to it, so that that next generation, we know that America is secure for the 300th anniversary, and the 400th, and the 500th. So with that, I'd like to introduce our County Judge, Daniel Wong.
Good morning, everyone. So great to see every one of you coming to celebrate. It's a birthday party, right? It's a birthday party, but most important part, we are all proud to be American, right? Yes. Proud to be American. Wonderful. Good morning, everyone, and welcome again. It's a privilege to gather with you here in this beautiful rotunda of our historic courthouse as we celebrate both Independence Day and the 250th birthday of the United States of America. 250 years ago, ordinary men signed an extraordinary document. They declared that freedom is not granted by the government, but given by God, and that every person is created equal, with certain unalienable rights, among them life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. Those words did more than just launch a new nation. They changed the course of human history. Today, we have chosen to honor that moment in a very special way, not with speeches from elected officials, but through the voices of our young people. In just a few moments, elementary, middle, and high school students from our community will read every verse that inspire a revolution and continue to inspire people around the world. As you listen, I encourage you to remember that the Declaration of Independence is not simply a historic document. It is a reminder that every generation inherits both the blessing of liberty and the responsibility to protect it. To the students participating today, thank you. You represent the future of Fort Bend County, the state of Texas, and our nation. May you always cherish the freedom you have inherited. Appreciate the sacrifice that secure them, and strive to lead America even stronger for those who come after you. Today, the voices of 1776 will be carried by the voices of 2026. There could be no more fitting tribute to America's first 250 years, or a more hopeful beginning to the next 250. As we celebrate our nation's 250th birthday, let us renew our gratitude for those who came before us, our commitment to one another, and our faith in the enduring promise of our great nation, the United States of America. Thank you for joining us today. We are proud to be American, and now it's my great honor to invite our students to present a reading of the Declaration of Independence. May God bless Fort Bend County. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Judge. I'd like to recognize and thank our elected officials that are here today. If there are any elected officials here, if you could raise your hand. We really appreciate you taking the time to be with us. And we also have representatives from the Alexander Hodge chapter of the Sons of the American Revolution. Thank you so much for being here. All right, so now let's kick things off with 7-year-old Adam Duran to start our Declaration of Independence.
endorsed July 4th, 1776, the unanimous Declaration of the 13th United States of America. When in the course of human events, it becomes necessary for one people to dissolve the political bands which have connected them with another, and to assume among the powers of the earth the separate and equal station to which the laws of nature and of nature's God entitled them, a decent respect to the opinions of mankind requires that they should declare the causes which impelled them to the separation. We hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal, that they are endowed by their Creator with certain unalienable rights, that among these are life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness.
So to secure these rights, governments are instituted among men, deriving their just powers from the consent of the governed, that whenever any form of government becomes destructive of these ends, it is the right of the people to alter or to abolish it, and to institute new government, laying its foundation on such principles, and organizing its powers in such form, as to them shall seem most likely to affect their safety and happiness. Prudence indeed will dictate that governments long established should not be changed for light and transient causes, and accordingly all experience has shown that mankind are more disposed to suffer, while evils are sufferable, than to right themselves by abolishing the forms to which they are accustomed. But when a long train of abuses and usurpations, pursuing invariably the same object, evinces a design to reduce them under the absolute despotism, it is their right, it is their duty, to throw off such government and to provide new guards for their future security. Such has been the patient sufferance of these colonies, and such is now the necessity which constrains them to alter their former systems of government. The history of the present King of Great Britain is a history of repeated injuries and usurpations, all having a direct object the establishment of absolute tyranny over these states. To prove this, let facts be submitted to a candid world. He has refused his assent to laws, the most wholesome and necessary for the public good. He has forbidden his governors to pass laws of immediate and pressing importance, unless suspended in their operations till his assent should be obtained, and when so suspended, he has utterly neglected to attend to them.
Thank you, sir. And now, Bella Serrano.
He has refused to pass other laws for the accommodation of large districts of people, unless those powers would relinquish the right of representation from the legislature, a right inestimable to them and formidable to tyrants only. He has called together legislative bodies at places unusual, uncomfortable, and distant from the depository of their public records, for the sole purpose of fatiguing them into compliance with his measures. He has dissolved representative houses repeatedly for opposing with manly firmness his invasions on the rights of the people. He has refused for a long time after such dissolutions to cause others to be elected, whereby the legislative powers incapable of annihilation has returned to the people at the large for their exercise, the state remaining in the meantime exposed to all the dangers of invasion from without and convulsions within. He has endeavored to prevent the population of these states for that purpose, obstructing the laws of naturalization of foreigners, refusing to pass others to encourage their migrations hither, and raising the conditions of new appropriations of land. He has obstructed the administration of justice for refusing his assent to laws for establishing judiciary powers. He has made judges dependent on his will alone for the tenure of their offices and the amount and payment of the salaries. He has erected a multitude of new offices and sent hither swarms of officers to harass our people and eat out their substance. He has kept among us in times of peace standing armies without the consent of legislators. He has affected to render the military independent of and superior to the civil power.
Thank you so much. And next, Melina Jansen.
He has combined with others to subject us to his jurisdiction foreign to our Constitution, and unacknowledged by our laws, given his assent to their acts of pretended legislation, recording large bodies of armed troops among us, for protecting them by a mock trial, from punishing for any murders which they should commit on the inhabitants of these states, for cutting off our trade with all parts of the world, for imposing taxes on us without our consent, for depriving us in many cases of the benefits of trial by jury, for transporting us beyond seas to be tried for pretended offenses, for abolishing the free system of English laws in the neighboring province, establishing there an arbitrary government and enlarging its boundaries, so as to render at once an example of fit instrument for introducing the same absolute rule to these colonies, for taking away our charters, abolishing our most valuable law, and altering fundamentally the forms of our government, for suspending our own legislations and declaring themselves enemies with power to legislate for us in all cases whatsoever we have abdicated government here by declaring us out of his protection and waging war against us. He has plundered our seas, ravaged our coasts, burnt our towns, and destroyed the lives of our people. He is, at this time, transporting large armies of foreign mercenaries to complete the works of death, desolation, and tyranny, already begun with circumstances of cruelty and perfidy, scarcely paralleled in the most barbarous ages and totally unworthy the head of a civilized nation. He has constrained their fellow citizens, taken captive on the high seas to bear arms against their country, to become the executioners of their friends and brethren, or to fall themselves by their hands. He has excited domestic insurrections among us, and has endeavored to bring on the inhabitants of our frontiers, the merciless Indian savages whose known rule of warfare is an undistinguished destruction of all ages, sexes, and conditions. In every stage of these oppressions, we have petitioned for redress in the most humble terms. Our repeated petitions have been answered only by repeated injury. A prince whose character is thus marked by every act which may define a tyrant is unfit to be a ruler of a free people.
Nor have we been wanting in attentions to our British brethren. We have warned them from time to time of attempts by their legislator to extend an unwarrantable jurisdiction over us. We have reminded them of the circumstances of our immigration and settlement here. We have appealed to their native justice and magnanimity, and we have conjured them by the ties of our common kindred to disavow these usurpations, which would inevitably interrupt our connections and correspondence. They too have been deaf to the voice of justice and consanguinity. We must therefore acquiesce in the necessity which denounces our separation and hold them, as we hold the rest of mankind, enemies in war and peace friends. We therefore, the representatives of the United States of America and General Congress assembled, appealing to the Supreme Judge of the world for the rectitude of our intentions, do in the name and by the authority of the good people of these colonies solemnly publish and declare that these united colonies are and of right ought to be free and independent states, that they are absolved from all allegiance to the British Crown, and that all political connection between them and the state of Great Britain is and ought to be totally dissolved, and that as free and independent states they have full power to levy war, conclude peace, and contract alliances, establish commerce, and do all other acts and things which independent states may have right to. And for the support of this declaration with a firm reliance on the protection of divine providence, we mutually pledge to each other our lives, our fortunes, and our sacred honor.
We have some certificates for them that we'll give at the end, but let's give them all a big round of applause. And now, we started with the Declaration of Independence, and now we're going to have the Star-Spangled Banner next, because without our independence, we'd have no national anthem. So please stand and please join us for the national anthem. John? And this is John Ramirez, by the way. He is our community engagement coordinator.
Hello, everyone. Let's put this somewhere safe because I get kind of loud. Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleam?
Saran. And now, Judge, if you could join me right here. And we're going to have our participants come up, starting with Haley Brown.
Please have a seat, please have a seat.
Haley Brown, if you, there you go. And next, Bella Serrano. Emma Heron. Miriam Jansen. Melena Jansen.
Okay.
And the young man who kicked everything off, Adam Duran. Now, friends, that concludes our program. Thank you so much for coming out. We're going to get a group picture with everyone. Let's get that first. If you can remain seated, and then that will close us out. Let's get a group picture. You guys can come up.
Oh, no. I'm just a criminal defense attorney. A lowly criminal defense attorney. There you go. Yes, sir. Hey, well, how you Ralph Gonzalez?